All right, for today's installment of boring footage, I'm going to work on this 550 some more. And we're going to get started right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rusty Oliver Man. And we're going to try to get this fuse block mounted in here. I don't know how that's gonna go. We need to drill another new hole, and then we can start finishing connecting things that we couldn't do before. This again, we're gonna have to decide how we're gonna tackle that, because they need to be connected for now, since we don't have a operable safety switch. But we can make that happen. But we need to get the fuse block in so that then we can deal with the light switch. And that's why I didn't do that last time, because it was freezing cold and I was miserable. And yeah, so we're gonna try to make this happen. So my plan is I'm going to put one screw through this, maybe. Actually, what I need to first do is make sure that this is gonna, yep, that's gonna go through there. It doesn't go through the plastic though, so I guess I have to drill out right away the plastic to get that what we want. Maybe, if I can. We're struggling off camera, just doing something as simple as drill bit extraction. Let's see if this is the size hole. Looks like possibly. So I don't know what happened here to my drill the other day, but one of the three little jaw things is now protruding. The other two. So maybe that's the only one that's moving. No, they're all moving. I don't really understand what happened there, but something bad happened. But it should still work. Despite that, this is the oldest of the two drills I have. I don't know where the other one is right now, but we're gonna make it work. Let's see here. It doesn't take much to get them. Let's see if that... Okay, I think what I was thinking was we're going to use the outside hole of what was there. Like such. And those are kind of long, but that's okay. But this will give us enough room on the back side to be able to do what we want to do. And how we're going to tackle this is I'm going to drill it from this side. So the first thing I'm going to do is drop the screw. So we'll measure it from this side and drill it from this side. But then we'll mount it on the other side, see? So I'm hoping that this will let me that made a mark. Yes, it did. Ooh, I don't... Let's try to keep it even with the other hole. So there's the only problem with the jaw not being parallel, is it lets it slip. Because it's not putting even pressure on it. So I guess we're going to be buying another drill before too long. That will work. Now the next question is, what did I do with the other? There it is. I was gonna say I brought two screws. And again, if somebody's offended by what I'm doing, I'm giving him a different dash because I'm not happy with this one overall. So I'll give him another one to send along, and if he ever wants to restore it, he can do whatever he wants. But when he gets it back this time, it's going to be usable. I mean, it's going to work. That's what we're after. Okay. These wouldn't happen to be this size, would they? Nope. I didn't figure they would because that would have made it real handy. And so, you know how life goes. It doesn't. It doesn't. We'll just leave it there. It just doesn't. Okay, come on. Come on. Struggle bus. Red pliers. Red pliers. All right. We are getting to where we need to be. Now, I realize this is not very interesting footage because you just can't see. And there is no way to make it where you can see because there's just no way. I mean, friends, there ain't no space. I need to reach up here and get, what have I got left? That yellow one needs to be in there. And then this white one. And I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to get that connected. I just don't have no. The yellow one's pretty important because it sends the power in and it's coming from that other harness, so I can do it kind of later, I guess. The white one is a wire that is going up to the dash lights, so it's actually going to be hooked onto this terminal with the headlights. Now this blue wire, as previously discussed, we're going to hook to one of the terminals here because it's like an accessory hot all the time wire for whatever you might need. So it's definitely going to get fused. I mean, is that a better shot for you? Probably not much, but you get the idea with what we're working with here. That's that white wire. I don't want to get it confused with what's going on here. Well, part of why I bought extra fuse blocks is because I knew that I would drop screws. So probably would be a good idea to. That's the second time and in just instantly. And that time I didn't see where it went. So now I guess we're gonna be robbing screws from something else. Isn't that ridiculous that I can't? Yeah, that's so dumb. Oh my God. Oh, there it is. All right. Let's try this again. Gee, wouldn't it have been easier to do this? Yeah, it would have been. It would have been easier to do this if the fuse block wasn't mounted to a point. But then also, you wouldn't be able to securely tighten anything, which I guess that wouldn't matter. See, this would also be easier if you weren't wearing 50 pounds of extra clothes. You know, it's hard to...
2,000 years later.
Okay. Well, that was a lot of struggle for nothing, wasn't it? I mean, that took a lot of effort for a simple task. I need to go get my wiring toolbox and a lot of the extra wires in the pickup. But I'm just thinking about, I need to well, I need 3 wires so that I can run one from here to a fuse box. I think just basically these 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. That would be the headlights, floodlights, and the tail light position. We'll run those all through a fuse, and then that also makes it easier because it's right down here. Like when we want to tie onto it, the bottom row of these screws is easy to get to, and all we got to do is just clip right on and go. I guess if we end up having time or desire or whatever, we might go ahead and try to get his lights working, but is that worth it? I mean, this is what we're working with here. I won't go to that. We'll cut back farther. Actually, probably it would just be easier to start over and run new wires to at least the fenders, and then we can just put plugs on them, plug in whatever he's got, and then he can change stuff later. But that might be what I do, is run new wire in the clips along here and get them through those looms out there, and then put some connectors on them so that they're just easy to plug in and go. I don't know. We'll see what we accomplish. But today, I want to at least get this headlight switch mounted in here to the fuse block and get that done, because if I get that done, then we're pretty well done under there with all that. And we could mount the panel that the key switch is on. We could mount it down for keeps. We're going to have to still... Let's see, it's this one. I need to get that pulled out of there because we need to put our buzzer back in, and it needs a jumper wire. One goes to one side, one goes to the other side, because one is the light, which is hooked to ground, and then the other one is power up here, and we need the power to power the buzzer. So it's all of that is simple. That gauge is not tight yet either, because I figured we'd be going down through there. So that needs done, but I think I'm going to focus my effort right now on this light switch and get that put in there so that this end is done. Yeah, but I got to go get my wiring toolbox that's got all the ends and stuff. I need it. All right, it's later. We're going to put the switch in. I modified my building a little bit. I put up a sheet of plastic, and I got my little Mr. Heater there. I bought that thing last year when it was on sale for emergencies. And then I thought, you know, I ought to try it out. So it helps a little bit, but I need to seal up more of this building for this really to do something. But we're on the right path, see? Then I don't have to totally freeze to death. It still feels nice because it'd be like if you were sitting outside and had a campfire. And if you have to warm up, you can get closer to it and stand there for a little bit. All right. So what I've been doing, well, I've been messing with some stuff, and I got me a little temporary harness, or not temporary, but got a little harness made. I just got to get it finished up here. Now the trick is going to be, we have to get that white wire also on this. So Maybe we should start with the other two. I figured I'm gonna go yellow for the headlights, and then the others will be the other ones. That's usually how it is. A lot of times the headlight wires are yellow, so that's what we're going with. So we're gonna just put, see, so much of this is also the clocking of it too. You want it to be not in a bind when you finally get it in the final resting place, and sometimes that's easier said than done. Maybe. All right. Arthritis is setting in. It's cold, so I think I have enough room to work under the dash easier than anything, but the one that I'm not going to is that back one that sends power to it, and I don't know yet how I'm gonna make that happen, but I promise we will. It will magically work. I'm telling you. So and it may be easier to mount the switch in the hole and then do the back one, because we might have to work through here, which is not pleasant, but such is life. All right. See, that yellow one I can't get it maneuvered enough. Ooh. Okay. I also can't get that. Okay, all is not lost. Man. This is just, this 550 stuff, I don't know. Okay, so that'll work there, but you can't really see, but I'm fighting getting it in there, plus I'm fighting the other wires that are on the key. I tell you, there, let's just do that. If that'll work, that's what we're gonna do. Is this a size? Use an actual wrench. Okay, what have we got? I think we got see, we don't have the key switch panel fitted down for keeps yet, and I need to get some better screws because this one didn't have any, as far as I recollect. I'll have to look in the little tray, but I don't think it did. I think it was kind of just hanging out. But I got the light switch mounted in the deal. What did I do with the oh, it's so funny, but not really, you know. While that whole ordeal was going on, I lost the knob for it. So it was just here. Where are you? Oh my goodness. There it is. It fell down in between the block and whatever. So we'll put that on. All right, that's in there. Now we will see if we can. I don't want to hold, well, let's wait on that. Let's put that back wire in that sends it power. And I don't know how we're going to do that yet. It's one of those deals where you can see it, but you really can't do much more. Come on. Okay. Now we need to try to get that screw out of there. Put the wire on it and then put it back in. And that ain't gonna be easy, friends. There we go. We successfully got it out of there. We need to be watching so that when we drop it, we can find it back. What if I just put my other hand underneath? Nope, didn't get it. Came close. Close but no cigar. You're gonna say, why don't you just do this one through the bottom? There's not room. Do you remember me saying that? Probably not, because you skipped ahead in the video. You can't pull it out the bottom and get this one on there. Or if it would just stay put. Come on. You can't even fully, I don't know if you can see that through the cracks and stuff or not, but I'm getting it, but you can't, I can't even fully get my hand in there with the right grip to do much. I just have to gently go about my time. Come on, gently go about my time. Oh, it burns, friends, it burns. In other words, the arthritis, it burns. Come on. Come on. Oh my gosh. I wonder if I switch to a Phillips head screwdriver. Almost. Let's see what the... Oh yeah, that's tight. Okay. So we're halfway there. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick a place. We're gonna cut this off somewhat. We're gonna cut this off. Come on. Get rid of that. Extra wire. We're gonna split these. And we'll connect them to our fuse block, see? I need the red pliers though. Red pliers, come on. You're not doing very good at that task. Oh, I didn't want to didn't want to pull it so far apart, but that's okay. It'll fly. We just gotta get all three of those done. Okay. Come on. Oh, plastic. Riveting footage. Riveting. All right. Let's go back down. I don't know if you can see where we're going or not, but we're going to the fuse block. And we're gonna struggle bus it, but that's how she goes. I gotta put you down or I'm gonna get super angry. So I'll finish this and bring you back later. All right, we got that in there. I don't know if you can see, ooh, but that's in a much more usable orientation. And now we've got ability to hook onto it. Of course, we gotta put fuses in it, and then we can make that happen. I do want to see though here if I can make, well, maybe I can't do that. Uh-oh, something immediately sparked and I don't know what that was. Well, the lights are coming on. I suspect what I heard go crack was this right here, which is needing that needs some attention pretty bad. It needs an insulator or something. But I had all of the wiring working, and I don't know if you can see the backlight come on the gauges down there. Even this one, which is rickety. I don't like this gauge. Oh, there it is. I did it again. Okay. It's this one. Yeah, that's the main power wire, so probably should not let that touch anything important. That's where we're headed next, is to fix that. But we got lights where they need to be. We got gauges hopefully where they need to be. I had this one on the other day. It's very hard to see because this gate, yeah, see, you can see that there's light. See that in between my hand? But you can't hardly see it on the gauge because it's kind of like full of oil or something. So I called about that and they were back ordered on them. Otherwise I would just go ahead and put one in. Tachometer. I also like that the temperature gauge twitched. That means it's doing its thing. So we're headed down the path, friends. We're down to some minor stuff. I hate that I keep splitting these videos into little chunks, but I get bored of wiring, and I'm sure people do too watching it. So little steps at a time is enough. But I'm thinking in the next installment, we're going to tackle the buzzer and the fuel sender, and we'll get all of that stuff down there buttoned up. We'll clip this gauge down in for keeps, and then from there, we should be good to go. I mean, we should have everything hooked up, and then we can bolt down the fuel tank. We can put the hood on, and we're one step closer to driving. Then after that, electrical's done and we get the hood and all that, we're going to tackle the seat. I had to order some pins and stuff because it was just horrendous. The seat was totally garbage. So I think we're on the right track. It's just taking a little bit of time, but I'm happy with, I don't want to rush. I don't want to, at this point, why should I cobble it together and just get it out of here when I can just make it the right way? We just need to keep it running so it doesn't do that to us again, although it's got all brand new diesel fuel in it, so in theory it shouldn't do that to us again. But we need to start it. I'm not going to start it today. I don't like to start stuff unless it absolutely has to be, you know. That's just foolishness. It's hard on stuff to just start it for no reason. So we're just going to wait on that till we get everything put together. And then, like I said, I think in the next one we'll be ready to go. So anyway, there'll be at least one more wiring video, whether you like it or not. And from there, we'll move on and live our happy lives, you know. We can hopefully I want to get the seat on. I want to get it moving around, and then decide if we're going to say it's done and send it back to him, which would be handy because it's a chunk of change that I'd like to recover that I've sunk into this. And then once we do that, we will also have this hole available, see, that we can start working on some more of our projects. And if I can somehow get this, you know, where it's manageable, like with my little heater here or whatever, then I can work out here like right now in the pitch black darkness of 6 o'clock at night, because it decides to be like midnight, you know. My plan always was to enclose this and make this a work area, but I just have never got to it. And until I had my name on the dotted line of owning this place, I wasn't going to sink money into anything, buildings or whatever, until that was done. So that's going to be this year's project, to make some of this stuff more user-friendly here. So yeah, that's where we are, but we did accomplish something. We got a key put in the last one. We got this light switch put in, the fuse block. Now all we got to do is tidy it up, finish a few things, and then the front half of the tractor should be good to go. So we're going to leave this one here. Do you suffer from low intelligence and are easily entertained? Well, then hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment. And that way we can keep making entertainment that your feeble minds can understand. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.